Hello, family. This is Your Vegan Goddess, more holistic. Glad you're with me today. I have some great stuff for you today. Well, what I'm going to do is talk today about food warfare, food used as a weapon, the weaponization of food warfare. And I can start off with about talking about food apartheid, but first I want to go on and talk about what food sovereignty is. And this is a passage from Declaration of, Nalingmi, the first global forum on food sovereignty in Mali in 2007. His name is spelled Nyeleni. I don't know if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but yeah, this is what that person said. Food sovereignty is the right of peoples to healthy and culturally appropriate food produced through ecologically sound and sustainable methods, and their right to define their own food and agricultural systems. It puts the aspirations and needs of those who produce, distribute, and consume food at the heart of food systems and policies rather than the demands of the markets and corporations. And I said all that to say, yeah, that's what we need. I'm gonna start there. That's the solution. Food sovereignty. Food sovereignty. Food sovereignty. And we need to get all of our lands back, all of our everything that we worked, free labor, all that money back. We need to get all the stolen land that from the farmers, black farmers, and everything. But let me go through this real quick because I know people get bored really quick. So you may ask me, what is a food desert? I'm sure a lot of you know, but this is going to be from my point of view, and that's what I'm going to be as quickly as possible. A food desert is a place where foundational black Americans live at in the cities, and it can be in the country too, where the access to healthy, nutritious, organic food is not there. You know, you have convenience stores, liquor stores, churches on every corner, gas stations, and you don't have the closest maybe grocery store might be miles away. So if you're an old person or a single parent mother or mother with children or a married couple with children, and maybe your car goes out, excuse me, it's hard for you to get to the store. So you might end up going to the store in the neighborhood, which has inferior food, old food, or spoiled food, rotten food, and overpriced food that's not very good. So, and this is not by accident, it's by design, because it's food warfare. All this is caused by urban planning, zoning, and redlining. Okay, so you may ask me, what is food apartheid? Now, food apartheid is a racially discriminatory political structure, which is the system of racism, white supremacy, domination, domination, in the past and in the present, that affects food access and food control. So that's why when you go into a lot of our neighborhoods, you will see a lot of fast food restaurants, not very, the grocery stores aren't any good. A lot of, foreign places that take the wealth out of the neighborhood, immigrants to come in and start their stores and get a good, a step up, a lift up, a start off by extracting all the wealth out of the black community, okay? Everybody does that. All immigrants who come to America have done this. Okay, but it's set up like that. It's not accidental, it's by design, okay? So as we go on here, so what has happened is that a lot of the major grocery stores pull out because they'll say things like, it's called supermarket redlining. They'll pull out of the foundational black American neighborhoods and redline because they'll say, oh, it's not profitable enough, it's too dangerous. But no, that's just a racist way for them to get out of the neighborhood, because they have a reason for that, because they don't want the people to have good food, all right? That's basically what it is, because if you don't have good food, then you're not going to think too good, and you're going to be angry, and you're going to be frustrated, and your kids can't think good in school, you can't learn very well. And that's one of the reasons way back in the 60s, the Black Panthers started giving away the free food. And that's one of the most dangerous things that they did, and that's why they attacked them and everything else. They were not violent, like people say. No. It was all about the food program. because the system does not want us to be self-sufficient in our food, because anybody that controls your food controls you. So that's what's going on right now. So food sovereignty is very important. And with the coming of the colonizer, after they genocide the whole place, they started colonizing. The settler invaders and terrorists would come in and shoot up all the people and stuff. Then they had the slavery come in, and then from slavery, from all that free labor and all that wealth that accumulated, you have the Industrial Revolution. And then what comes out of the Industrial Revolution in 1920s? They started off with chickens, put them in the pens all on top of each other, because they wanted to, not work so hard and produce lots and lots of chickens so they can make more and more profit. So they exploited the chickens. And now you have, pumping them up with all kind of antibiotics and all kind of chemicals. Never seen the light of day. They're still doing it. They let them roam around a little bit, but it's still happening. They just say cage-free birds and stuff like that, but it's not really. They really just still in a confined, torturous environment. So that's what, factory farming came out of the Industrial Revolution. And then the factory farming, as I said before in my other videos, which I'm sure everybody knows this, but I just have to say it again, causes water pollution, air pollution, mess up the ozone because of harmful nitrates and nitrogen oxide causes greenhouse gases, all right? So from slavery came capitalism. Capitalism was a result of African slavery in America and all over the world, basically. But in America, that created capitalism. Capitalism always had to have somebody to exploit. So because they exploited us, boom, they got a chance to start their Industrial Revolution, boom, and now we have all this pollution. Oh my gosh! See see how things happen when you start oppressing and doing unjust things. It always comes back on you, don't it? Now we all going down the slope. So we all have to do something now. It's all our problem. But anyways, moving on down the line here, I said all that to say that, So, like, once emancipation came at that time, and in 1910, the black farmers, there was 1 million of them. But today, we have like 36,000 of them. And the black farmers were denied subsidies and loans. So most of their land was foreclosed on. They would go there and ask for, to the, the Food and Drug Administration, ask them for loans and stuff. And they would just look over them, and all the white farmers would get all the loans and stuff. But they did sue, and as far as are they going to get the money, and stuff like that, I don't know how that's going to work. So I have to do a little bit more research on that. But they're saying that of the $41 billion that they give white, farmers, they get about 97% of it, and the black farmers only, maybe get 1%. So y'all just go over to the site, National Black Farmers Association, and donate to them and read up on them and get involved in them. Because I know a lot of people say, we need STEMs. We need STEMs. STEMs are science, technology, engineering, and medical, which is all good and fine. But if you can't grow your own food and you don't have control of your own food and people are starving you out and want you to be dependent on them, then that's not a good situation. Somebody needs to be a farmer. So we need to encourage our younger people, little babies now, 1 and 2 and 3, to be farmers. And also the fact that there's only 36,000 black farmers left, or Aboriginal farmers, foundational Black American farmers, or what's the other one? Highly melanated, pigmented, with tightly coiled hair farmers. And the average age of them is 6 years old. So we all need to go and help them. We all need to go and support them and help them and learn about them and have them to teach our children, some of our children, just like we teach our children to be scientists and technology and doctors and whatnot in the medical field, on different professions. We need to teach them to be teachers. That's just my suggestion. That's my point of view. And I figure if I was going to school now, I think I would. Because I know when I was in vocational high school, I wanted to study horticulture, but since a lot of people don't, at that time they didn't think plants were important as some, they were looking more like to do with technology and, business and whatnot. So, that's how people get brainwashed to think that, living on the land is a real taboo thing. And I think a lot of black people have adopted that mentality, being ashamed of the land, and the land is, I ain't working on no farm, I ain't doing no harm, stuff like that. But that's not a good idea. It's not a good point of view to have, understanding to have. It's one of the greatest things in the world. We were some of the greatest farmers in the world. And we came here as farmers too, and we were, some of us were already here, but then those that they brought over, they were farmers, like the rice farmers down in South Carolina. People always, we were the best farmers. That's why they brought us over here. Duh. You don't bring nobody over here that don't know nothing. Anyways, especially with people that didn't even have any kind of land, and all they had was the plague and whatnot. That's why they came running over here. But anyhow, so then also, I should be smoother with this, right? Transition. So moving on, that's to say that they don't want us to be self-sufficient. That's why they deny the black farmers from 1910 to the present subsidies and loans, and they only get 1%, and the white farmers get 97%. Or I would say, 97%. So also, I came across an article from the Tesla News. It's saying how the World Bank and the IMF destroys Africa. The IMF is, we have the World Bank, y'all can look that up, and the International Monetary Fund. And basically, it was set up after World War II. However, to help rebuild Europe and whatnot, give them loans and stuff, help them out. All right? Help their brothers and sisters out. But what they did is turn around. The IMF implemented policies by beginning to offer loans to poor countries, but only if the poor countries privatize their economies and allow the Western countries, the United States and Europe, to have, access to their raw materials, like the gold and the diamonds and the cobalt and all the stuff that makes the telephones and computers and everything that you can't live without. All that stuff's come from Africa. So that's what they do. And then to top that off, they said, we're going to give you this loan, but in order to get this loan, you have to stop subsidizing your farmers. They did that in Ghana, West Africa, Ghana. They did that to the rice farmers. So they gave them the loan. They pressured them to give the loan because, after you've been colonized and stripped of stuff, you don't have the money, you need the loans. So in order to do that, they have to stop subsidizing their farmers. And the reason they do that, because they want Ghana and all of Africa and even South America, like Mexico, and it's happening in different places in Mexico and, South America. And, so in order for the U.S. and Europe to export their rice or their products in, and they have at such a high price, so the money they loan them, it's like a vicious cycle. It's like, it reminded me of when my grandmother and the other stuff I read about, and mother used to tell me about the sharecropper system. They give them seeds, they give them this and that and the other, and then they go in there, it's the end of the season, and they say, well, no, you still owe me more. So they can never get off the land, you never get ahead, so it's like a vicious cycle. It's a debt cycle. And they keep us in it, and so that's why people tell us we got to pull ourselves up by our bootstrap. Boy, they've been doing a lot of stuff on us, intentional stuff. And I know I'm going to have those people saying I'm half a victim. I just got to be strong and pull ourselves up by our bootstrap. But no, it's all kind of stuff that's happening to us. It's not by accident. It's by design. Definitely by design. So that's basically what I want to say about that. Go look it up. And then in conclusion, I wanted to tell you information I found out, which I already knew anyway, but I just wanted to talk to you about it and maybe see what you think about it and give me some comments. And, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, thumbs up, share. Please, please, please. So now veganism is racist, y'all. is racist. It's a racist thing. It's always been racist. I've been knowing that since I got into it. Because like when you would go, like when I would go around to like to this health stores, they're looking at you like you don't belong in there, talking to you very condescending. You go to there to find out information, like, what are you doing here? I know one time I went to one of those meetings and the person in the restaurant asked me, are you part of the group? Are you part of the group? Well, anyways, it didn't bother me, but anyways, I just said, yeah, it's very racist, okay? But, and plus the way it's presented, you know how it's presented, that everything that's vegan, even black people say that, oh, they told me that, oh, you're trying to be white. You know, black people, we don't eat that. No, wrong answer. Collard greens, all kinds of mustard greens, very healthy. It's in the kale family. We've been eating it for centuries. That's how we were able to survive off those collard greens and those black eyed peas and all the different types of foods that we have eaten. You know, people always think we have the worst of the food, but we were growing the food and everything like that, so we did have good food as far as growing it and producing it and everything else. So a lot of things they'll do, a lot of the vegans, the white vegans will do, they'll colonize the Aboriginal foods, just like they'll make it seem like it's something new. The Kiwan, you heard of Kiwan, right? They'll say, oh, it's a new thing, you know, but people been down in South America, I think it's, where is it from? I forgot what country it come from. Peru? Somewhere. Yeah, Peru, I believe it is. I'm sorry if I don't know. Somebody correct me, tell me. And now came across information that the Aboriginal people that are there, they're having a hard time getting it because it's in such a demand and people want to eat it. Now it drives the price for them. Now they can hardly eat it. You know, that's pretty bad, man. And then also the fact that they do appropriate black culture to sell books. The white people appropriate black culture to sell these cookbooks. Like the book Thug Kitchen. I saw that and I said, no, I ain't buying that. No. You know, it's just like, how racist can you be? Thug Kitchen, and they just kiki and kikiko and, you know, all this other stuff. But I'm sure it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, right? No, right? Anyways, and you can always tell when a foundational black American or black community or highly melanated community or highly pigmented community, first world community is going to be gentrified because a big old health store will show up and then the rent starts going up. You know, first the health store comes in and then you see the white people walking with the dogs. You know, it's getting gentrified. So, and they'll open up these vegan restaurants and stuff, you know, and drive the people out and make the prices so high and everything that nobody can live there. Ho hum, you didn't want to hear that, did you? But, you know, like I said, I'm the dark goddess. I'm the dark fruitarian, right? I'm still on my fruitarian diet. Confessions of the Dark Fruitarian. So, you know, that's the shadow side that we looking at, you know, of this plant-based movement. It hurts a lot of people. All the vegetables, avocados and stuff you're getting, you know, people are being exploited. Undocumented workers and whatnot are being exploited, and people, you know, to supply all this kind of food. So what is the solution? Everybody always asks what the solution is. You know what the solution is? Revolution. Revolution. We need a complete, total revolution. We need to organize, educate about different things like this, and about revolutionary concepts and revolutionary, don't be afraid of the word. What all revolutionary means is new and different, new and improved and better, and complete change. That's all that means. So don't get all scared like I'm saying nothing. New revolutionary society where, like I said, we could have food sovereignty. So, you know, once we get all our lands back, and get all our money back, and the redistribution of the wealth, then we have us food sovereignty, and we go back and study the old ways and see what worked and what didn't work, and add in some new stuff, and then, you know, it'd be a brand new place. So, I'm finished. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. But yeah, I think it's pretty something else, man. This stuff, The deeper you dig, go down the rabbit's hole. What's that? What's Alice in Wonder's hand said? The deeper down the rabbit hole you go. Wow. It is so amazing. And then, wow. You know, I was just like, wow. And then when all this colonization started, then everybody say, you know, they always say, we're concerned about the animals. And you know how the people, the white vegans, the animals. But it was their people who started killing the whales in mass numbers that they're almost extinct, and different penguins and sea animals and different kind of birds that are going extinct. They started all that stuff because, you know, the indigenous people, yeah, of course, they kill a bird here and two and there, but they didn't go in there wiping out everything, even like the American buffalo. They wiped all that stuff out, and then they bring their cows and pigs and, you know, their vegetables from their homeland over to here, and then kill the indigenous Aboriginal plants so they can colonize and take over the whole ecosystem. But as we have found out, their way is not the good way. That's why the whole planet is about ready to go off. And then, of course, you got people to say that's not true and whatnot and deny. But, you know, so, yeah. So basically, we need food sovereignty, and first of all, we need to change the way we think. That's including me. When I say we think, I'm talking about me too, you know. Change the way we think about ourselves, lighten our hearts, follow the laws of Ma'at to be balanced, truth and justice, you know, for ourselves. Treat yourself right, love yourself, take care of yourself, give yourself a vacation if you can, if it's just a walk to the park, or, you know, go visit a friend, or it's time alone to meditate, do some yoga and whatnot. That's what needs to be done. But in the meantime, we really have to start working together and get along with each other. And if you can't get along, just stay away from each other. And we could turn this whole thing around. So join some organizations, the Black Vegan Society. Start your own organization. Different urban garden things you can do. We all can do. Okay, now I'm tuning out. Your Vegan Goddess is here to give you information on how to be a good plant-based person and have the raw diet, you know, like the Kemetic diet of Amun Ra was the sun. We're going to have a sun diet. That's the most healthiest diet. I mean, you know, and eat more of it. I'm just saying, if you don't want it, you don't have to be completely vegan, you know, if you don't want to be, but try to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet that's free of pesticides and all this colonized chemicals, you know, and stuff that will adulterated food and processed food and things that's going to be dangerous to you, because all that is food warfare. So we have to fight back to save ourselves in the smallest, tiniest way. So tuning out. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace, 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 and blessings. And be blissful and be happy as much as you can. Thank you.